Marketing, like life, is a journey. And I want you to ask yourself, what journey do you take your ideal clients on? What is the journey of transformation that you deliver? How do you make a difference in people's lives with what you do? When we are defining our ideal client, these are critical questions that we must ask. What transformation do we deliver? What problem do we solve? Hi, I'm Colin. I'm a marketing and online business coach, and I love to help inspiring and amazing entrepreneurs to change the world with what they do. And today we're going to talk about that change, that transformation, that difference that you bring to others' lives with what you do. I call this the prison to paradise transformation. And if you imagine for a second your ideal client, imagine where they start before they've worked with you. This is kind of like a before and after, a contrast, a polarity, a light and darkness, a good versus evil, a heaven and a hell. And I call it prison to paradise. What is the prison state that your ideal clients are in right now? And then what is the paradise state after they've been working with you, after they've consumed your product or services? What does a paradise state look like? Let's dive into that right now. So the prison state is where your ideal client is at the point that they reach out to work with you, at the point that they need your products and services. And the important thing to remember in all of this is that you take you out of the equation for a moment. Take your products, take your services out of the equation for a moment. We'll come back to them in a second. Put them to one side. Get out of the way, because remember, this isn't about you. This is about the people that you serve. Focus on the people that you serve and begin to create a picture of the prison state that they're in before they use your product or service. What does that prison state look like? What are they seeing in the world? What things are they exposed to? What things are coming across their feeds on social? What are they reading in the news? And what are they seeing in the world around them with their peers, their competitors, how they look at life in general? What does life sound like for them? What are they hearing? So what are they hearing in podcasts? What are they hearing from experts and gurus in the field? What are they hearing from their peers? What are they hearing from their loved ones, from their siblings, from their children, from their partners? What does life look and sound like in the prison state? And then the final and arguably most important one is, what does life feel like for them? Now this is perhaps the most important, because we are driven by our emotional state of being. We wish either to move towards a desired state of pleasure, towards something that pleases us, or to move away from something that pains and troubles us, something that we feel is not right or is missing or is inadequate in us or in our situation in some way, right? Think about that. More money, moving towards pleasure of more money, moving away from the pain of lack, of scarcity, of not having enough. So which of these are driving your ideal clients? And more importantly, what are the emotions around that? So is it frustration? Is it lack of clarity? Is it overwhelm? Is it confusion? What is that? Is it fear? What is the emotion that exists in that prison state? So in my business, I coach online entrepreneurs to create businesses online, to create a life of their dreams by focusing on what they love to do, creating content, serving people, doing the thing that they feel called to do. And often in my world, people come to me because they have overwhelm, they have a lack of clarity. Marketing is quite a big field, right? I've been in marketing for years and years and years, and it confuses the hell out of me at times, right? So people coming into this see this massive mountain that seems impossible to climb. And so they have this fear of not being good enough, of not knowing enough, of not knowing how to piece all of these things together. That brings a frustration. It brings a weight. It puts a load on people's shoulders that makes the whole thing frustrating. It makes the idea of really delivering their purpose and changing lives, which is what they want to do, makes that feel impossible. It makes it feel like treading through mud, hardly able to move, hardly able to walk. There's a frustration, a drudgery, and an anxiety that goes with that. It's like a fear of not fulfilling your potential. So can you see in that a little example how we painted a bit of a picture of the prison state for people coming for online business coaching, for example? What is that state for you, for your clients? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? That's the prison state. Once we've outlined the prison state, we go to the polar opposite and we look at paradise. Paradise is the antithesis of the prison state. Paradise is where they're at after they've consumed your product, your services, your coaching, your consulting, whatever that is. After they've consumed it, they are in paradise. Their life is transformed. This is the transformation. This is marketing. Marketing is transforming people's lives. Marketing is solving people's problems in real and meaningful ways. This is how we change the world with marketing. We change people's lives. We transform them. So what does that paradise state of being look like? What do I see now? Now that I've gone from base camp to the summit of the mountain, now that I've had a transformation in my life, how does it look? What do I see from the top of the mountain? What does that viewpoint look like? As I look out into the world, what do I see now? Paint a vivid picture of these things. What do I hear? What are people saying? How does that make me feel? How does this paradise state feel compared and contrasted with the prison state? So if I was overwhelmed, what does it feel like to have total and ultimate clarity? If I was confused, what does it feel like to know exactly where I'm going, what I'm doing, when I'm doing it? If I had anxiety and stress and burden and felt the weight of the world on my shoulders in prison, what does it feel like to be able to breathe again, to have a lightness, to have an inspiration, to have the beautiful possibilities of life in abundance around me? What is that paradise state? What is the euphoria of paradise after I've consumed your product or service? Paint a picture of this. Map it out. There's a link to a worksheet in the bottom of this video where you can map out your prison to paradise state. And we're not done yet. So once you've mapped out paradise, then we look at the bit in the middle. And the piece in the middle is where you come back into the picture. So we've taken our ideal client, we've looked at the prison state, and we've looked at the paradise state. The piece in the middle is your process. It's how you deliver your transformation. This is really quite wonderful because it's this process, it's this piece in the middle that drives everything that you do. Your goal, your mission, your purpose is to get people from one side to the other, from prison to paradise, from pain to pleasure, from misery and anxiety and fear to euphoria and nirvana and enlightenment. How do you deliver that transformation? That's the bit in the middle. So I want you to imagine your ideal client is on one side of a fast-flowing riverbank. Okay, the water is rushing and they are in prison on one side of the bank and you are in paradise on the other. Now, if they get into that water, it's a fast-flowing rapid. It's going to suck them away and they're going to never return. They're going to be sucked away by the torrent, and that's the end of it. So your mission in all of this is to ask yourself the question, what are the big rocks that I need to place in the water in order for them to pass from prison to paradise. Not pebbles, not sand, not little bits that don't really matter. What are only the critical steps in getting them from one side to the other? It's those critical steps that are your process. Nothing else, only the critical steps matter here. So lay down the big rocks in your process. So in my coaching, as an example, somebody comes to me overwhelmed, confused, filled with fear of not being able to do this for themselves, and worry and anxiety about paying bills, supporting their family, living this life of their dreams, and allowing themselves to be able to deliver their wonderful magic on the world, to deliver transformation to the people that they want to serve, to have an impact, to make a difference. So my process, my big rocks in the river are, okay, let's look where you are right now. Let's assess, let's reflect, let's do some inner work to connect with our why, with our purpose. Nietzsche said, "He who has a strong enough why can bear almost any how." So in the storms of life, when we connect to our why, our purpose, that allows us to carry on. That gives us the strength, the fortitude, the resilience to carry on. So once we've assessed where you are right now, we then paint a picture of where you want to be. Where do you want to get to? What's the goal? What's the dream goal? What's the paradise state, right? What's the dream outcome for you? And then once we have a clear picture of that, and we are doing, as Stephen Covey says, starting with the end in mind, the rest of it becomes easy, because then what we do, our next rock is, well, okay, what are the steps we need to take in order to get to that paradise state? What are the steps that we need to take? And then finally, together, my clients and I will implement the steps. And it's in implementing the steps and the process that they get from prison, from that side of the river, to paradise, to the other side. So those steps then form a bridge. They form the stepping stones that take the client from prison to paradise. What are those steps for you? What is your process? What are the critical things that you would do with somebody? I'm an ideal client for you, right? Let's imagine that for a second. I present to you in the prison state of, this and that, and anxiety and fear and all of these things, and overwhelm and all of the things that are going on in my world before I've used you, your services, what it is that you can bring. I am in front of you right now. What do we do? What do you do with me? What are the steps that you take me through to get me from prison to paradise? This isn't about you. This isn't about how wonderful you are and all of your experience and all of those things. Forget that. Park that. Service isn't about you. Service is about the person that's in front of you that needs what it is that you can give, that needs your gift, that needs to feel and experience the joy that you can bring to their lives. That's service. That's impact. That's meaning. That's significance. That's why we're all here, to help make our lives better, make the lives of our loved ones better, and make the lives of the people and the world around us better. If not that, why? Why? Why even do this, right? Why get up in the morning? It's to deliver meaning in our life and in the lives of others. That's why we do this. So how do you do that? How do you deliver meaning and significance? How do you transform the lives of your clients? What is the prison to paradise state? What does prison look, sound and feel like? What does paradise look, sound and feel like? And what's the journey, the process that you take people on to get them from prison to paradise? Once you've mapped these things out, all the other pieces start to fall into place. The process becomes your value ladder, your offerings, your services, your suite of transformational journeys. So if you think about the transformation, it's the same transformation, but we offer it in part. We offer pieces, we offer portions of the journey, we offer a further, faster, deeper version of the same journey. The transformation is the transformation. That's what you do. The vehicle by which you deliver the transformation is your product, your service, your program, your process, and that can be all or any manner of things. That's the exciting part about all of this. So what is that Prison to Paradise transformation for you, for your ideal clients? Map that out. Then you can use that process as the basis of your content strategy. Everything that you do hinges around delivering that transformation. Take the big rocks, use those as content pieces, use those as lead magnets, as blog posts, as videos, as free courses, as ways of delivering the transformation. And you know, if you deliver that transformation in part, that leads people along that pathway from prison to paradise. They get a sense and a feel and an experience of how you deliver that transformation, and they want more. They want to go further, they want to go faster, they want to go deeper in that transformation. That's the power of this approach to your marketing. I've created a worksheet for you that allows you to map this out. Prison to Paradise worksheet. You can click the link below to download the worksheet. And do me a huge favor, if you found this video helpful, then please like the video, share it with people who you feel would benefit, and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I would be super grateful to you for helping me help you in that way. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.